Has someone ever been weirdly interested in your dog and asked if they could take a picture of them? Did you notice that they seemed more interested in getting a clear picture of your dog's collar than the dog itself? This person was probably trying to access private information about you. This could lead to a stranger finding out your phone number or where you live. It's easy at places such as dog parks to become too relaxed and end up letting your guard down when it comes to strangers. So, be mindful of the information your dog's collar reveals. Now let's look at some other potentially life-saving tips. Let's stick with dogs for starters. If you ever come across one wearing a vest saying "service dog," you should take a moment to examine if its owner is nearby. If you find that the dog is by itself, you should stay with it. If it leaves the area, you should follow it. The dog may just lead you back to someone in desperate need of help. This is why it came and found you in the first place. These dogs are trained to support disabled people and people with medical conditions in a variety of ways. These lovable animals change and often save the lives of their owners and their families. If you ever wake up in the middle of the night and think you smell gas, there's one thing you shouldn't do. Don't turn on the lights. A spark from the light switch could cause a fire. Don't use your phone indoors. It can also cause a spark easily. And if you live in an apartment, don't use the door-controlled entry system. If you're ever at home and suddenly smell fish, you need to quickly check if someone else in the house is preparing a lovely meal for you. If nobody's in the kitchen, then you should quickly get out of the house. In 9 out of 10 cases, a fishy smell in your home means the electrical components are overheating. If you do come across this smell, ensure there's no fire and then call an electrician immediately. Manufacturers use heat-resistant chemicals for the production of most wires and circuit breakers. If these same wires or outlets overheat, the chemicals they're made of release a weird odor that smells strangely like fish. If you happen to see a tornado and it looks like it's not moving, I've got some bad news for you. This more than likely means it's heading right for you. Although tornadoes usually move from southwest to northeast, they also move towards the east, the southeast, the north, and even the northwest. The most extreme tornadoes can reach speeds of up to 300 miles per hour. So if you see one, it's the right time for a quick exit, whether the tornado is moving or not. Have you ever thought about what you'd do if you found yourself beneath an avalanche? Besides panic, of course, I've got a recommendation. You should spit. I can explain. Your saliva will drop in the same direction as gravity goes, and you can simply dig the opposite way. It won't be easy, but it can save your life, so... If you don't immediately try to dig out of the snow, whatever you do, don't begin to eat large amounts of snow while still beneath. It doesn't matter how thirsty you are. Too much cold ice in your stomach won't do you any good. Just focus on escaping. A large avalanche can have a volume of about 40 Olympic swimming pools and be over 1 mile long. The worst of them have the potential to cause some pretty catastrophic destruction, affecting thousands of lives. If you ever happen to walk upon a beehive and disturb it, making its residents chase you, here's what not to do. Don't jump into the water thinking you've just outsmarted them. They'll simply wait for you to resurface by the water. So what should you do? Well, just run away as fast as your feet will carry you. Eventually, the bees and wasps will give up and end the chase. A beehive typically has anywhere between 20,000 and 80,000 bees inside. Being chased by one bee when you're out and about trying to enjoy ice cream is bad enough. 20,000 sounds like an unimaginable nightmare. If you come across a beautiful, vivid, and colorful animal in the wild, there's a strong chance it's poisonous. So, in the bizarre event you're feeling extremely peckish, don't eat it. This is a lesson that countless hungry animals in the wild would have wished somebody had told them before they ate that majestically colorful frog. The color serves as both camouflage and a direct warning to other animals that the wearer of the skin is poisonous. This process is called aposematism. Funnily enough, the panther chameleon is widely considered to be the most colorful reptile in the world, but it's not poisonous. As long as you're not being chased by bees or wasps, it's now okay to jump into the water. But once you're in there, watch out for what looks like square waves. If you see those, you need to get back out of the water straight away. Sorry. These square waves are often dangerously strong currents that could drag you under the water. If you look at these waves from above, it might seem like there's a grid underwater that's forming square-shaped ripples. Square waves don't happen because of some process below the water. They are a result of the intersection of two seas, also known as cross-sea or grid waves. Okay, but what if the water conditions are great, but you find yourself being dragged in there by an alligator? A quick cheat code. Go for their nose and eyes. It will make them release you immediately. Okay, maybe let's just give up on trying to go for a swim today. Let's head for a hike instead. When going for walks across mountains and hills, you can also run into some wildlife. One of them you don't want to have a meet and greet with is a mountain lion. If you do, here's a tip that could really help you out. Never turn your back on it. Carefully walk backwards. Cats are ambush predators, so once you turn around, they see it as the best time to attack you. Do you think you can actually run away from this vicious, oversized kitten? Mountain lions can reach running speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. Good luck trying to escape from that on foot. The same tip will also apply to cougars, red lions, catamounts, and American lions. Why? Because these are all different names for mountain lions. In fact, they have more different names than any other animal in the world. Not a cat person? We've already talked about dogs. So, how about wolves? Well, these guys will only go after you if you start running away from them. It will take some serious guts to stand your ground against a wolf pack, but eventually, they'll leave you alone. This does sound quite scary, but like with the mountain lion, do you really fancy trying to run away from a hungry pack of wolves? These packs can contain up to 36 members. They're also able to reach speeds of up to 38 miles per hour. They have great endurance and can travel comfortably over long distances at 5 miles per hour. If you encounter animals like wolves and mountain lions, there's a strong chance you're deep in the wilderness. Your first thought might not be to grab your phone and call for help if you face a dangerous animal. This may be for a number of reasons. You're too frightened to move, or you believe that you don't have any phone reception, so it's pointless trying. I have good news. You can always dial 911 or the emergency phone number for the country you're in, even if you have no bars. In an emergency, your phone will connect to any nearby cell tower as long as it has a battery in it. The signal travels in exactly the same way a regular call goes with your usual network signal and towers. This time, however, it just goes through a network that's not your own. Since it's not your network, you cannot make any other calls. But okay, your best friend probably won't be able to help that much should you ever come face to face with a hungry wolf. I hope you never have to use any of these life-saving tips, but it's always good to know them, right?